Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Every man walking on this earth, even the tough ones, the quiet ones, the ones who pretend like they don't feel anything, every single one of them can get psychologically hooked on a woman, not because of looks, not because of makeup, not because of some magic trick, but because she knows how to touch his mind, his ego, and his peace in a way nobody else does. Ladies and gentlemen, let me break it down for you. There is nothing more magnetic to a man than a woman who brings calmness into his life. Now, I'm not talking about quietness that's boring or empty. I'm talking about peace, real peace. Life out there is hectic, stressful, and downright messy. Every man is battling something: work pressure, family issues, bills, insecurities, and responsibilities he can't just set down. And in the middle of all that chaos, when a man encounters a woman who doesn't scream, nag, or create unnecessary drama, something magical happens. He feels at home. He feels understood. He feels like he can breathe again. You see, most women don't realize it, but calmness is like oxygen to a man's soul. When he's surrounded by noise and tension, a woman who radiates calm becomes the sanctuary he didn't even know he needed. She doesn't react to every little mistake. She doesn't get upset over the trivial things. She listens, she understands, and she responds with patience. And men notice that. Even if they don't say it, they feel it. The moment he walks into your presence, the stress he carried in his shoulders starts to lift. He starts to feel lighter. And this feeling, this relief, this sense of security plants a seed in his mind that grows stronger every time he experiences it. He starts to crave it. He starts to chase it consciously or unconsciously. A woman who can calm a man without trying to control him, who can soothe his worries without giving him a lecture, who can make him feel like the world isn't as harsh when she's around. She becomes unforgettable. That peace isn't just about being quiet. It's about being emotionally stable, confident, and grounded. It's about showing him that life with you isn't full of chaos, arguments, or confusion. It's about showing him that he can lean on you without losing his dignity, without feeling weak. And when a man realizes he can truly relax, can truly be himself, and still be respected and loved, that's when the emotional addiction starts. It's subtle. It's quiet. He may not even understand it at first. He just knows that he can't find this kind of calm anywhere else. And the more he experiences it, the more he wants it. Every argument, every stressful day, every problem outside of your presence makes him long for the peace you bring. It's not manipulation. It's not a trick. It's simply human nature. Men are wired to seek comfort and safety in women who provide them, and emotional calm is the gateway. That's why a woman who has mastered her own emotions, who isn't reactive, who keeps her cool in storms, becomes the one he can't forget, the one he subconsciously needs, the one he will always chase. Not because she's perfect, but because being with her feels like coming home. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me when I say this. Respect is magnetic, not the kind of respect you beg for or demand. No, I'm talking about the kind of respect that comes naturally when a woman knows her worth. Now, most women don't realize this, but men are wired to notice strength, boundaries, and self-respect. When a woman respects herself, she sends a message to the world, and especially to the man she's interested in. I know who I am, and I won't settle for less than I deserve. And let me tell you, there is nothing more attractive to a man than that. Men don't want someone who is going to compromise their values just to be liked. They want a woman who stands firm, who makes her own decisions, who won't let anyone walk over her. Because here's the truth. When a woman respects herself, she sets a standard. She sets the rules for how she will be treated, and men respond to that. They respond because deep down, they know that if they cross those lines, they're dealing with a woman who won't hesitate to walk away. And that walking away, that's powerful. That's where respect becomes addictive. A man begins to see a woman like this, not just as someone he wants, but as someone he needs in his life, because he realizes that she's not going to lower her standards for him or anyone else. She has dignity, and dignity is rare. When a man sees a woman who respects herself, he starts to measure his own behavior. He starts thinking, do I deserve her? Am I showing her the respect she commands? And when he sees that she won't accept anything less than she deserves, he becomes inspired to rise to that level. He becomes challenged in the best way. And men love challenges, but not the kind that frustrate them. They love the kind that pushes them to be better, to step up, to show up, and to be worthy of a woman's presence. That's why respect is so powerful. It's not about arrogance or pride. It's about knowing your value, loving yourself, and demanding the same from everyone who enters your life. And when a man sees a woman like that, he doesn't just admire her from afar. He begins to chase her heart, her mind, and her attention. He begins to invest emotionally, mentally, and sometimes even spiritually, because he knows that the woman who respects herself is a rare gem. She's not easily swayed. She doesn't tolerate nonsense. And in the world of dating and relationships, that rarity makes her unforgettable. That's how respect creates a magnetic pull. It's invisible, it's subtle, but it works every single time. Men are naturally drawn to a woman who knows her worth because it makes them feel like they've found someone extraordinary, someone worth holding on to, someone worth chasing, not just for a moment, but for the long run. So ladies, if you ever doubt the power of self-respect, understand this. It's one of the strongest psychological triggers that make a man addicted to you, even without him realizing it. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real. Men are hunters by nature. It's not just a saying. It's in their DNA. And if you want a man to be drawn to you, to think about you when he's not around, to chase you without even realizing why, you need to understand the power of mystery. Now, let me be clear. I'm not talking about playing games or being dishonest. I'm talking about keeping yourself intriguing, keeping a little of yourself just out of reach and not revealing everything at once. When a woman is constantly available, constantly predictable, constantly saying yes to everything, it kills desire. A man stops chasing because the thrill is gone. He feels like he already has everything he needs, so he loses interest. But when a woman keeps a little mystery, when she has her own life, her own passions, her own time, she becomes magnetic. She becomes someone a man wants to discover, someone he wants to figure out, someone he wants to spend time with, because there's always more to learn about her. And I'm talking about real mystery, the kind that comes from being confident in yourself, from not oversharing, from having boundaries, from living your life fully without needing constant validation from a man. When a man meets a woman like that, he feels challenged. He feels curious. He wants to know her, understand her, and be the one who earns her attention. And here's the thing about men: they respect a woman who doesn't throw herself at them. They admire a woman who has standards, who doesn't reveal all her cards at once, who isn't desperate to be liked. That's the kind of woman a man never forgets. Mystery keeps him engaged because it activates his mind. It makes him think, how can I be the one to get closer to her? How can I be the one she wants? That thinking, that effort, that chase creates emotional investment. And emotional investment leads to attachment, and attachment, if done the right way, leads to addiction. You see, men love to solve puzzles. A mysterious woman is a puzzle he wants to solve, but he can't do it all at once. He has to earn her trust, earn her time, earn her presence. And the longer he works for it, the more he values it, the more he appreciates it, and the more he becomes addicted to it. The problem is, too many women don't understand this. They give themselves away too easily. They make themselves too available. They answer every text immediately. They accept every invitation, and the man loses interest because there's nothing left to chase. But when a woman balances availability with mystery, when she keeps a part of herself reserved, when she doesn't reveal every thought, every emotion, every detail, she becomes unforgettable. She becomes the kind of woman a man thinks about when he's lying in bed, when he's walking to work, when he's trying to make decisions. She's always there in his mind because she's always a little out of reach, and that's exactly where desire thrives. That's how mystery hooks a man's heart, mind, and soul, and keeps him addicted without him ever realizing it. A man's respect and emotional attachment grow the moment he realizes a woman will not tolerate disrespect. It's not about playing games or being difficult. It's about showing strength, self-respect, and boundaries. When a woman allows mistreatment, complains, begs, or tries to fix a man's behavior for him, she loses power. But the moment she demonstrates that she has standards, that she will walk away if those standards are crossed, a switch flips in a man's mind. He begins to see her as rare, as someone who cannot be taken for granted. Walking away is not a threat, it's a statement. It communicates that she values herself and that her worth is non-negotiable. Men are wired to respect strength even if it challenges them. When a woman proves she won't stay in a relationship or interaction that undermines her dignity, he begins to evaluate his own behavior. He starts asking himself, do I really deserve her? Am I treating her the way she should be treated? That internal questioning is powerful because it awakens his conscience and triggers a desire to improve himself, to rise to her level, and to earn her respect. This is the turning point where emotional attachment begins. A man doesn't want someone who will settle for anything less than her worth because he knows she could walk away at any moment. And that possibility, that risk ignites a natural pursuit. When a woman consistently enforces her boundaries, she creates a sense of challenge that a man cannot resist. He begins to work harder, show up more, and invest emotionally and mentally because he wants to prove himself worthy. He becomes hooked not because he is afraid of losing her, but because he admires her strength and independence. Walking away from disrespect doesn't mean a woman pushes him away unnecessarily. It means she sets the tone for how she expects to be treated. She communicates that love and attention must be earned, not demanded or assumed. This approach forces a man to value her, to cherish her, and to see her as a prize rather than a convenience. Emotional addiction forms in the subtle interactions when he notices her composure, her self-confidence, her unwillingness to tolerate nonsense. Every time she enforces her boundaries, he grows more invested, more intrigued, more committed to being the kind of man who deserves her presence in his life. Over time, this respect transforms into a deeper attachment, an invisible tether that keeps him mentally and emotionally connected. A woman who can walk away from disrespect demonstrates an unshakable self-worth, and nothing draws a man closer than witnessing that kind of strength. He begins to crave her approval, her attention, and her presence, understanding on a deeper level that she is someone who cannot be replaced, someone who commands not only admiration but loyalty and devotion. Appreciation is one of the most powerful psychological triggers that can make a man emotionally hooked on a woman. It's simple, yet so many women underestimate it. Men deep down want to feel needed, wanted, and valued. They want to know that the things they do, whether big or small, actually matter to someone. When a woman genuinely acknowledges a man's effort, it lights up a part of him that no amount of criticism, nagging, or complaints can touch. It doesn't matter if he bought her flowers, fixed something around the house, gave her advice, or simply showed up in ways that go unnoticed by the world. If she notices and appreciates him, he feels seen, he feels important, and he feels motivated to do more. Think about it. Every man wants to be